Hey, are you familiar with the days that just a lot of chaos happened? You've been doing so well, but it just cannot always last. The peace can not last forever. And some days you just want to shout and scream, and the kids just keep doing things to make you angry, irritates you, and you don't know what's going on. Everything seems falling apart, but you look still like a great person, and you've been doing quite well in business, or you feel great success in business and being a leader, but chaos still happens. And that's interesting because there are so many people in my life, and I've been talking to them, and including myself, there's no exceptional. I always feel like I have everything under control, but there's always something that's not under my control. And that is interesting because in all relationships, there's always be one thing you will never be able to control is the other party. And here's the thing, I have found out something that is crazy and it's so simple, but nobody even realized that how significant it is if you make that small change. Imagine that I recently heard one of my friends and she was screaming at her daughter and it was a lot of chaos. And oh, when I say that, don't get me wrong, I also shout at my kids, and some days I can be so overwhelmed. Like, I'm so good at controlling most of the stuff and myself, but it just happens. All right. And here's the crazy part, it's nothing about patience, because we always say, oh yeah, I wish I can be more patient. Well, I believe we're never meant to be made to be patient. When I say patient is, of course we want to do better, of course we want things to happen faster. But here's the thing, it's not about patience, it's about something else I'll share with you. And it's also not about self-discipline. When I say self-discipline, it's like, oh, you are self-disciplined, but why are you still screaming at your kids? Well, because something caused that, and I have to share with you because you never really pay much attention to that. What I'm about to share is one thing, if you have done it well, is from the story. My kids started holidays and they stay home with me. I'm doing home office all the time and I love them dearly. I try to spend more time with them, but when they stay home with me for too long, I start to get really grumpy. I start to be anxious and I feel like, oh, they are here, I didn't spend much time with them. But one thing I didn't realize I haven't done well is I never really spend that isolated time. There is a beauty in isolation. When it's isolation, it's not about, oh, well, I just shut the door and just be myself forever. That's really bad. I'm talking about even 10 minutes, an hour, just yourself, giving time for yourself to breathe, to feel yourself, to reflect what's happening in the day, to write down how you're feeling. You cannot ignore your feelings because sometimes when we feel something that is not good and we feel anxious, we feel angry, we just judge ourselves so badly. Oh, why I'm feeling this way? Am I mean? Am I really bad? I'm not patient enough? You start to or turn those things to attack your identity. And I don't believe that's actually our identity problem. It's simply because we need that time to experience, to listen to ourselves deeper and more. But if we haven't done that, that's exactly why it happens more often when the kids stay home with you for a long time, that you will be less patient. You will use that word. You feel like you want to scream, you want to shout. And that is not really the issue. If we can sort it out, one thing, and that is if you can give yourself 1 hour each day, or even 30 minutes, or even 15 minutes a day that you spend time by yourself without any interruptions, you will feel way better and your self-control will be way higher, your patience will be way more. And that is the solution, my friend. And if you are still blaming yourself that you shouted yesterday or shouted another time, the damage can be there, but it can always be healed as time goes by. But if you keep going, you never allow opportunity or chance for yourself to move on and move forward, and never allow yourself to be heard and to listen to yourself more, then that damage will be forever. So my friend, from today on, listen to yourself, set up some time for yourself in a day so that you don't get overwhelmed, not because of a lot of work not because of a lot of things that you're doing. It's more because you really haven't given yourself chance to pause, to reflect, and just to experience and to listen deeper to your own voice.